and potential bubble teams as well, Jimmy.
Yeah, and interesting enough, for teams like this is where almost the sense of urgency comes in, like it's March Madness already. Sometimes you think one and done, and maybe I'm not going to get in, but I like Cincinnati right here, Ryan. Take a look. Even though the RPI 74, 5-3 in the last line, but they're 10-5 in the conference in the Big East. I think there's a number in the 92% of all Big East teams that finish at 500 or better are selected. So I don't know if those stats play out at the end of the day, but I like Cincinnati right now.
And playing well towards the end of the season, which sometimes works in your favor.
Yep, good point.
15-14 Vanderbilt.
Look at zone right now for the first time.
Let's see how they handle it here. Miller drives into that zone. Slam down. It's Davis smothering the ball for the flush.
And that was one of the points that Kevin Stallings said. He said, if I go to zone, it's kind of like pick your poison against them. You force the ball on the outside, hopefully, but they're big enough and long enough to go over the top. And this is almost like it's a lob dunk, the way Davis just controls everything.
Quick shot doesn't go down. Kentucky comes the other way with T. Miller now. Ball fake. Away. And jam. Up top for Terrence Jones.
Very similar to the last play, even though one was a shot, one's a pass. That's what happens when you come through the lane. How the game has changed over the years, Ian, is when you have guys who can dump the ball, you can go up. That was a good pass, but you can just throw it up there. In the old days, you had to make a good basketball bounce pass to get it around the defender. Now they go upstairs with it. Very effective.
Into the hands of Jenkins. Kentucky now with a 3-point lead.
This is where the Vandy toys, their experience has to come through.
Chingang gives it up for Tinsley. To the corner. Parker fires off the rim on a deep one. Teague now pushing tempo. Good find. It's Miller from the perimeter. Long rebound. Kid Gilchrist got bumped by Parker. And a foul called against the freshman.
Kentucky with the guards, they play it, they break you down, they get you reacting, watch the reaction. Defensively, you step up, and at that particular point, there's nobody home because you only have a foot to finish. I mean, they use it as well as any team in the country with Jones and especially Davis at the offense.
14 fouls against Vanderbilt, 2 against Kentucky. Kid Gilchrist off the dribble drive. Long 3-T. Wow. Look at the length inside. Kid Gilchrist unable to finish it. Jones tried to tap it towards the rim. And now Vandy comes the other way.
Getting their opportunities.
Brad Tinsley, the senior from Oregon City, Oregon. Taylor short. Long rebound. Kid Gilchrist now on the move, Kentucky. T. Back to Kid Gilchrist for the bucket.
You know, it's so smart by Kid Gilchrist. If you give the basketball up like he did, about 25 to 30 feet away, one of the tricks in basketball is guess who's going to get the layup? The guy who gives the ball up at that particular point.
It's an 8-0 run for Kentucky and a 20-15 lead. Skip pass. Tinsley sticks the three. Brad Tinsley shooting it at 41% from three-point range this season. 20-18, Kentucky. Teague slowing it down.
Yeah, so far, when Kentucky has made a little bit of a run or a spectacular play, Vandy's been able to settle it down and come down with some points.
Remember, Kentucky was down at halftime against Mississippi State. And a foul called. Off the entry feed.
Here we go. We're off to the races. See that quick pass right there? That allows you to get running down the floor. Kid Gilchrist that trip because he understands his responsibility of passing the ball is done, and then he can fill the lane, which normally you want the ball in the middle of the floor because it went to the right. He then fills the middle, so they still have an advantage.
Second foul on Terrence Jones.
Nice cut.
Bullets feed inside. Azile blocked by Davis. And a foul called. Miller came over to help. And Davis had him on the front side. It's going to work against the Kentucky big man.
You see, Azile did not catch the ball real well just then, and that caused some problems. Fortunately, he ends up getting to the line right now. If he caught that cleanly, Davis was out of position, could have laid it right in for an easy one.
Kentucky trailed 41-28 at halftime on Tuesday against Mississippi State. Biggest deficit of the season. Jimmy, let's check out more now on Festus Azile, the fifth-year senior.
Well, one of the keys is making sure he paints the lane on the offensive end and establish the post side, but really the impact has to be at both ends of the floor. He has struggled a little bit with his knee problems. Coming along, he plays hard. Great kid. He just has to really establish himself and stay away from the foul trouble.
Sprained right knee, didn't play until December 7th against Davidson when he made his season debut. Ezeli shoots it at 60% of the free throw line. Lane violation against Kid Gilchrist, so Ezeli will get another chance here. And an opportunity to tie this game up at 20. 13 points, 6 rebounds in the first meeting 2 weeks ago. And it goes down as Davis may have touched it. We're tied at 20. 4 points now for Festus Ezeli. Major improvement as an offensive player over his time at Vanderbilt.
So double points, scoring 7 of the last 8.
Lamb's been quiet. Running one-hander to Ron Lamb. Lamb comes in averaging just under 14 points per game. The sophomore from Queens, New York, has given Kentucky a 2-point lead. Down to 8:25 to play, first half. Post up. Ezeli going strong. And it goes down for Festus Ezeli.
And I would add to the word strong, quickly also. Catch it and make a quick move on it. Don't let Davis get himself time defensively. Nice job by Ezeli.
All of Kentucky's baskets have come deep in the paint. Nothing from the perimeter so far for the Wildcats. Davis rolling to the rim. Anthony Davis showing off his ability getting to the basket.
Kentucky now has 22 of 24 points in the paint area, to your point.
Goulburn, the reach-in. Lance Goulburn will shoot a pair when we come back. 7:44 to play, first half.